Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, you have my July TBR. Yes, this is not the normal setup. I'll get to that in a moment. The month of July is my last full month of summer break, although technically I do work a month, not the whole month, just a week in the month of July, because the school that I am transferring back to, my original Title I school, is participating in a program that my district has developed. It's a little bit complicated, but basically we're going in for extra training and work together as a team in I think the third week of July. So I will be working that week. I will be getting compensated extra for that, which is excellent, which is what they should do default anyway. And also in the month of July, I'm going to the beach with my family, so I want to be spending a lot of time with my family, not necessarily as much time reading. Which brings me to the insanity that I have done here, that you can see here. I participated in this for the first time last year. Because of that, I actually went out and bought my own tarot deck, which is Lord of the Rings themed. Throughout the month, when I'm pulling my cards, and I'll explain that in just a moment, I will show you my actual cards. Right now, all of the cards for this deck are in the individual books so that I can go through my template. I'm all over the place with this. Let's back up. Tarot Readathon. The Tarot Readathon, run by Noelle at 7 Pages and Deja at Deja's Book World, is a tarot-based readathon. There are 4 teams for the 4 suits of the tarot deck, 2 co-hosts for each team, and you earn points for each of your tarot cards. And every week there is an extra card, the significator, and you get extra points for that if you read a book for that prompt. And that's the only one that you can double up on prompts for. If you want a full detailed explanation on the 2 different challenges, the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana challenges, I will hopefully remember to put links to the announcement videos, especially Noelle's announcement video, in the description box below. The Major Arcana is just the overall points that you earn, and the Minor Arcana is the number of pages. What I have done, because there is a prompt for every single card of the tarot deck. That's what these piles are, all around me. I have pulled a book for every single card in the tarot deck. I considered going through each one, and that would make this the longest TBR video. I'm not going to do that. I am going to talk about some books that are my obligation reads, my list reads, and I will mention the card that they are gonna fulfill the prompt for. If I remember what the prompt is, then I'll just point out some of these other stacks here. Do I expect to read all of these books? Absolutely not. Do I expect to read anywhere close to what I read in the month of June? Absolutely not. I think June will end up being an all-time high for me, maybe until next year and the Amazing Readathon. But I do want to read and get through a lot of these books. So without further ado, let's get into my obligation reads. And let's start off with the series that I want to start. I'm going to start the Wayward Children series with Every Hearted Doorway. The card is The Magician. And the prompt for The Magician, I have a list over here, is read a story with magical elements. There's definitely magical elements here. Next, we have my Buzzwordathon book. And I am, even though I kept getting drawn to some very, very, very big books for a bunch of these prompts, I'm trying to prioritize my shorter books because I want to get more in here. But my Buzzwordathon book for this month fits, I think it's relationships in the title. And for that one, I've chosen The Crane Husband. And the prompt that it fits is strength. The prompt for strength is read a book that features animals in some way. So The Crane Husband. The idea here, it's supposed to be an exploration about domestic abuse, and it's represented by the mom of the character bringing home this man, but he's not a man, he's a crane. And it's supposed to be, I think, allegorical. I have really, really enjoyed Kelly Barnhill's other books, so I'm really intrigued to see what she does with this. Then we have my 224 and 24 books, and for this I am prioritizing 2 of my 24 and 24 books. And for this I am prioritizing nonfiction, because most of my books that I have back here are not nonfiction, but some of the ones that I have in these piles are nonfiction. The first of those is Separated, Inside an American Tragedy. This fulfills the prompt of justice, which The prompt is addresses a social issue. This is definitely a social issue. And the other one is The Pain Gap, How Sexism and Racism in Healthcare Kill Women. This one addresses the prompt of The Fool. And that prompt is a new to you author. I haven't read anything by this author before. Next we come to 2 books on my Our Fantasy Bingo list. One of these also helps me with my new releases that I think might be on the Goodreads Choice Awards. The first of those is Feybound by Sarah El-Arifi. I didn't end up getting to this in June. At least I know I won't. I probably will prioritize this as audiobook. That audiobook has not come in yet. I think it will come in during the month of July. I hope it will come in during the month of July. I've been on the wait list since May. This one fulfills the prompt of The Lovers, and that prompt features a romance in some way. I think that the Our Fantasy Bingo prompt also has something to do with being a romantasy, and I know that that's a romantasy. Next we have Son of Blood and Ruin. I don't remember the Our Fantasy Bingo prompt for this one, but the tarot card readathon for this one is Empress. The Empress, I should say. And that is read a book that celebrates nature on the cover, in the plot, etc. I looked over at my closet and I'm like, that really sticks out to me. And I'm really excited about reading this one as well because I think it brings in Latina culture somehow, mythology. And then for my Rick Riordan Presents imprint project, which I am very close to getting completely caught up with. Technically, this is not part of the imprint because it is co-authored by Rick Riordan himself. We have The Sun and the Star by Rick Riordan and Marco Shira. This is Nico's story. And the prompt for this is the Knight of Cups. And it says to read a book with a character going through emotional turmoil. And if you know anything about Nico from any of the Percy Jackson series, I mean, he's emo boy, period. And so I don't know what's going to unfold in this book, but I know since Nico's the main character, he's definitely going to be going through some emotional turmoil. Technically, I could also include The Chalice of the Gods, which is book 6 in the Percy Jackson series. It is somewhere in one of these. Oh, it's right here. It's in this stack. I don't remember which prompt. It is the Knight of Swords, but I didn't print that one out, so I don't remember what it... I think it's a quest or a mission, and Percy's always going on quests and missions. So technically those help with my Rick Riordan Presents imprint project. I have one other book physically of those, and I think there's one more that I have an arc of, and then I will be caught up, I believe, on that project. Those are my obligation reads. If we take a look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks with about 9 or 10 books in each stack. Am I going to get to all of these books? Definitely not. And I already mentioned that. But I've got a lot of books on here. You won't be able to tell how decimated my shelves are back behind there, but one of the things that I did is I tried to prioritize certain categories of books, and you can see there's massive gaps here, but I tried to prioritize certain types of books that I have a lot of or I haven't gotten to in a while. One of them being Book of the Month. I have a lot of those. I tried to prioritize Book of the Month books. These are all Book of the Month ones. I also tried to prioritize some of the books that I got now a year and a half ago in an Owl Crate sale. An example of that would be C.C. Rios and the Desert of Souls, The Barren Grounds by, I can't see the, we also have Skin of the Sea. So I have several that have been on my shelves for a while. I'm trying to prioritize this. So my plan is, what I'm going to do is I have a Notion, somebody in the Discord who's doing the readathon, set up a Notion for this readathon. For each of the prompts, I'm going to go through, I'm going to take the book, get the card, so I know which prompt it goes for, type it into the Notion, put it back on the shelf. I don't think I will be using my TBR cart as much this month, but each week I am going to draw a certain number of cards, and that is going to be my TBR for the week, and I'm going to do that hopefully at the beginning of each of the vlogs that I hope to put out in the coming week. We will see how that goes. I don't want to pull all of my cards at the beginning of the month because I don't know how many I'll get to, but if I pull, let's say, 6 or 7, maybe 8, probably not. I think that'll be a reasonable number for a week's time in the summer. Obviously, on the week that I'm back to school, I'll probably pull maybe 3 or 4. That'll depend. So that's how I'm going to do this next month. So is it overly ambitious? Yeah. Am I really, really excited about what's coming up? Most definitely. I always love a challenge. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.